Father of the year, Father of the year, happy little Father of the year. How to make light of this tragedy? Well, you can't. It's pretty much every parent's worst nightmare. Every family's worst nightmare. It's Nick Reiner's worst nightmare, I'm sure. I do, however, think it's a story of heroism in a sense that Rob Reiner was willing to give everything for his child, and he did give everything. It's also a cautionary tale. Sometimes you can give everything to somebody and it means nothing to them. And maybe Rob Reiner would do it all over again exactly the same if he had the choice, because maybe he cared about his son that much. And nobody really talks about the mother that died too, right? And I think part of the shockingness of this whole thing is that Rob Reiner was successful both financially and artistically. And politically, he was on the side of good, and he wanted to participate in his society, which is an admirable quality. I guess one thing is he was 78 years old. That's pretty good. A lot of people don't get to live that long. He lived a very fortunate life, the life that most people never get to live and most people dream of living, making it in Hollywood and so on. Stand By Me, I think, is his best film in terms of being an uplifting, inspiring movie about friendship. In terms of his son being lost and never being able, always living in the shadow of his father, being confused about what the hell he's there for, what he's doing with his life. I guess part of me is cry me a liver. The other part is, yeah, it is hard. But it's preferable to being raised in some tiny little shack with no money. It's also sad that it's a reflection of society, how kids these days, and I'm 48, so the kid was 32, so he's a kid. Kids these days do feel lost, and they're living in a world of cynicism and evil. And then there's the role that drugs play. Drugs can turn you into a completely different person. I've seen people be extraordinarily rude and violent towards their parents when they were under the influence of, say, crystal meth. I have a neighbor with a really screwed up brother, and I've told her before, that's not your brother, that's the drugs he's on that you're talking to. You're not talking to your brother, you're talking to the drugs. I've never been a fan of violence, but I do know that whenever knives are involved, it's very personal. So at the end of the day, the positive spin is that he gave us great films. Well, not great, but good films. And he's definitely the father of the year. He proved that. And his son might be is probably a complete moron, and he's totally screwed. He failed in the worst way a human being can fail, I suppose. And I guess he should get some pity for that. So those are my 2 cents. What are your 2 cents? This has been Human Warnings. Merry Christmas.